Good morning, Glow Girls. I am on my way to a networking meeting, and so I thought it would be appropriate for me to share some of my very best networking tips that I've learned over the past few years. Whenever I was a business owner previously, I owned my event planning business, and I went to a networking event with a not a coworker, but someone that I was part of the local Chamber of Commerce with, and it was my first time ever to go to a networking event, and I was really turned off. I thought, this is just not for me. But what I discovered was there are lots of different kinds of networking events. So if you have gone to a networking event and went, it's not for me, don't give up, because there are groups out there that are better fits for different personality types, different businesses, and different needs. So what I discovered was the first networking event that I went to was very male-oriented, very structured. It required you to pass 3 referrals each time. You were required to bring a certain number of guests, and then they were registered under your name so that, I've got the hiccups, so that you could maintain your membership. And if you were going to miss a meeting, you had to have a substitute. So there were a lot of rules, there were a lot of requirements, and I just didn't feel like it was a really good fit for me. It probably would have been for event planning, but it definitely wouldn't have been for what I'm doing now. Chamberry, obviously. So I didn't network for a long time. Then I started finding out that there were different kinds of groups. So I decided I would go try a few other ones. So what I recommend to you whenever you're looking for the different networking groups in your area, do a Google search or search on Facebook groups, or go to meetup.com. There are tons of different ways that you can find networking groups. If there are not any in your area, which is not uncommon for smaller areas, larger metroplex areas have a lot more networking options. So if there's not one, then consider starting your own. But what you want to look for is groups that are primarily women. So look for your local women-owned business association chapter, a Business Women of America chapter, e-woman network, things like that. Or even a lot of chambers of commerce will have a women-owned business branch or arm of their organization. So to get the best bang for your buck, look for that right off the bat. And then when you're at a networking event, ask the other people there, is this the only place that you network? Do you have other groups that you really enjoy? Things like that. Just that's beginning to network. So that's kind of how to find groups. Once you get to a group, it's important to understand what the purpose and the kind of the plan is behind networking. So it's important for you to have a proper expectation. So whenever I first went to a networking meeting, I filled my bag up with catalogs and samples and inventory. And whenever it was my turn to introduce myself, I probably vomited Jamberry, blah, 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 and I've got stuff with me today. If you want to buy it, it's so awesome. And of course, that didn't work very well. So just to set a proper expectation, whenever you attend a networking meeting, you are not there to sell product. You are there to build relationships and to help people find you. So before you even go to the networking meeting, I want you to think about how are you going to show up in that room. If you really want to be seen as a professional, coming from the other business owner's perspective. Okay, here comes another direct sales rep. She's just walked into the room. This is our third one that we've seen in the last 6 months. These girls come and go. If she's not doing this next month, she'll be doing something else. She's going to ask me to book a party. You just watch. They're placing bets. How long is it going to be before she asks you to book a party or join her team? So that's kind of the mentality that a traditional entrepreneur or business owner has towards direct sales. You have to understand that a traditional business owner has invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into their business, whether it's education, experience to gain the expertise, financial investment into a storefront location, hiring professionals. They have a lot invested, and we have a very low investment point of $99. So that means that we're going to have a lot of people who do come and go, and that's okay because Jamberry is flexible and can be what you need it to be when you need it to be that. However, if you want to make Jamberry your business and your career, you need to think about how you show up in that space and think about overcoming the objections that are already in their mind whenever you step in and say, hey, I'm a direct salesperson, because they already are geared to think to dismiss you. Because unfortunately, a lot of people in our industry have given it a bad reputation in these kinds of networking groups, because they go in with the expectation that they're just going to sell a lot of product, book a lot of parties, and then move on to the next group and lather, rinse, repeat. But that's not the way that networking works. And this is getting really long, but I hope that you'll continue watching because it is really valuable information. There's also a blog post today on our team blog, glowgirlsteam.blogspot.com, with some advice for finding networking events and how to network. And there's even kind of a step-by-step on networking online that I put in there for myself. So this is really important information. If you're really wanting to make it with Jamberry, be a success, be a leader, make this your full-time job, retire your husband, things like that, then you need to show up as a professional. So first of all, you don't wear jeans and tennis shoes to a networking event unless it expressly says that it's casual. And even if it says that it's casual, you still want to show up in a more professional way. So what does that mean? If it's casual and you're wearing your Jamberry logo wear, your shirt, maybe one of the white shirts with the embroidered logo or one of the t-shirts, I would not wear a hoodie. Pair that with a really cute jean jacket or a blazer and skinny jeans and boots or skinny jeans and heels and some jewelry. That is a casual look that says, I am in the beauty business and I'm excited to be here. You want to just think about how you're presenting yourself. You don't have to put on a completely different persona. You don't want to wear a mask. You want to be yourself, but you want to be your best version of yourself in an appropriate way for each situation. Most networking events are held either first thing in the morning, we're talking bright and early, like 7:30, 6:30, before people go to work, or they're held at lunch. And then sometimes they're held in the evenings or at happy hours. So you want to keep that in mind too whenever you're looking for a group. If you have little ones to take care of during the day and you've got someone who can watch them in the evening, then you want to look for a group that meets in the evenings, because you don't want to just go one time to a group that meets at lunch and it was really awesome and you want to get involved, but then you have to figure out childcare, pay for a babysitter, pay for lunch when you get there, and networking is a long-term investment. You're probably not going to see an immediate return on your investment, and so a lot of people will give up. So you want to find a group that matches with your schedule as well. Where was I? Oh, showing up professionally. So that's the first thing. You want to consider how you show up physically, your physical appearance. You want to also have your elevator speech ready, your 30-second commercial. What is it that you want people to know about you and your company and your brand, and what makes you different from the other people in your company and your brand, in our case, Jamberry. And you want it to be memorable. So there's a lot of training. I've done training. There's a lot of other training on crafting an elevator speech. For me, I usually say something to the effect of, hello, my name is Noel, and I am a professional leader, speaker, coach, author, and trainer. I love helping women have Pinterest-style nails and the comfort of their own home for a fraction of the cost of a pricey salon. And I love to build leaders and help other women uncover their passion and give them permission to dream again and to really see that anything is possible. I love being a part of a company that supports that, and that company is Jamberry Nails. So again, I'm Noel Geiger, and I'm here to help you have Pinterest-style nails. And that's it. You usually only get 30 seconds. On a rare occasion, you'll have a group that'll give you a 1 minute or 2 minutes. So you need to craft that just like you're writing a term paper for college. You really want to think about what you want to convey, and you want to write it down, and then you want to say it over and over and over and over until it flows, until you're comfortable with it, until you can give that inflection where necessary. You can adapt it on a dime. You want it to become so much a part of you that you can just spit it out. As soon as somebody says, so what do? You want to be able to respond with an elevator speech or a 30-second commercial that is appropriate for that situation. So I'm going to take a break here because we're getting like 12 minutes. So I'm going to call this part 1, and please tune back in for part 2.